It is Tuesday, May 22nd, and we're here for what? Oh shit, we're here for that SmackDown live review. And as you can tell, I'm in a much better mood. And why is that? Did I have to sit through 2 more hours of hell? No, thank you, Jesus. And why do I say that? SmackDown was actually decent. So with that being said, what actually happened on the show that made it better? We'll cover this and more right after the intro. Happy Tuesday. As always, thank you for coming to hang out with your boy JG, because you guys are the greatest nation of all, and that's the RawKLIQPOD Nation, and we can't thank you guys enough. Also want to give a special shout out to my buddy Graphics Flam, that's spelled GRAFIXFLAM. Go give his YouTube channel a check out, his Twitter, follow him on Twitter, Facebook, everywhere. Doing great videos on Fortnite, 2K, very entertaining things, guys, so go check that out. With that being said, damn if you can't tell, I am in a much better mood than before. As you guys know, I'm trying to take a new outlook and a new lease on the podcasting world. I will never bring you bad information. I will never lie to appease people. But I realized everything that I was saying was just beyond, everything was negative. And yes, a lot of it was deserved. But I want to try something new where we at least try to look at more positive things. Last night was absolutely miserable. As you guys could tell, it's the same day. Haven't changed the shirt. I recorded the Raw review before this. If you haven't seen it, stop this, go check it out. Last night was horrible, with one of the worst segments with one of my favorite wrestlers out there. Absolutely abysmal. But we don't get anything that we got last night. As they say, Monday is for Raw, Tuesday is for SmackDown. Tonight, we got SmackDown. And SmackDown kicks off with Miz TV. And Miz says he has 2 major announcements. The first one being on July 24th, the first ever airing of Miz and Miz TV. Don't forget to check that out, guys. I'll check out the first episode. Can't promise anything after that. And then he introduces his guests for the evening. And his guests are what he was hoping to lead to a second announcement for the night. His guests are the New Day. So the New Day come down to the ring, and the Miz does his Miz thing. He tries to get in between the 3. He wants to get the scoop. He wants to know who is going to be the team's representative in the Money in the Bank. Quick recap to last week. On the review last week, I said with uncertainty, I thought I heard it on the show that it was only going to be 1 representative from the winning team. Then I heard other places it was going to be the whole tag team. Well, we get clarity tonight. It's just going to be 1 representative from the winning team. So Miz wants to get the scoop. He wants to know, who is that man going to be? And I have to say, God, I love it when things are true. And that's why the Miz is so good on the mic. He's not afraid to throw a little truth bomb in there. Miz starts with Kofi. Let's Kofi know, hey man, you're 0-6. 0-6 in the Money in the Bank match. Why don't you move over and let somebody else have a try? I agree. We move on to Big E. Big E has everything. He's got the look, intensity, charisma, mic skills, in-ring skills. He's got it all. But he's missing one thing. He's not serious enough. Because every time we see Big E, he is the biggest jokester of them all. Then he moves to Xavier, which is kind of weird because Xavier is a huge jokester as well. But he says, out of all of them, Xavier is the serious one. He's got a successful YouTube and Twitch channel. He's always vlogging. If you guys haven't seen it, up, down, down, go check it out. He's doing amazing things. I watch it a couple times a week. And you know the Miz is just trying to get in between them, but at the same time, he is trying to get across what they're that they are extremely good. And maybe the weakest thing about them is that they're together. And I would also have to say I agree with The Miz. I think this is starting to hurt them. I think all I think 2 of the 3 could have amazing careers. I think the third would have some more, would be great going back to the mid-carder. I'm pretty sure you can figure that out yourself. Maybe we'll talk about that at a later time. But at this point, we get the New Day. They grab their pancakes. They start throwing them at the Miz, one at a time. Each one of them, shame, shame, shame. And Xavier's was hilarious because you could tell he was lining it up and he pops the Miz right in the face. I was chuckling. It was a cool little moment. After enough pancakes have flown his way, Miz runs out of the ring, goes up the walkway, goes in the back. As soon as he hits the back, Paige happens to be sitting there. And then Paige is like, she calls him out on his shit. Hey, didn't you just say you could beat one of the New Day on any given day of the week? I did, so, well, go out there and prove it right now. This leads to our first match of the night, which is going to be Big E versus The Miz. The match itself, it was a good match. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It was just a good match. It was a good, sound match. We went through 2 commercial breaks. I didn't really feel there was a lot of downtime in this. And these are both extremely talented in-ring performers. Let's be honest. Love them or hate them, either one of them, you have to give them their props. So what they did in the ring tonight was great. My favorite part, and I think the best part of the entire match, is actually when the bar comes down to help. First off, we see Kofi do Kofi shit. It was a holy shit moment. He goes across Cesaro's back with a cross body block, takes out Sheamus. I was impressed, man. I was really impressed. I know we see him run off everything, but it was cool to see him run off Cesaro for the night. So it was really exciting. And that's about it for the New Day on that part. After this, they get obliterated by the bar. Big E's distracted by the commotion outside the ring. Skull-crushing finale. Miz with the upset, the 1, 2, 3. How many of you guys out there that aren't Miz fans had the Miz winning? I actually had Big E in this. So, I mean, already we're doing better things than we seen last night. Improvement. Even better than last week. Next, we see one of the most underrated mouthpieces in the game at this time. And he's the mouthpiece for Rusev Day. Mr. Aidan English comes out. And unfortunately, we don't have Mr. Rusev in the building tonight himself. It's actually going to be the qualifying match between Lana and Billie Kay for the women's Money in the Bank match. Let me first start by saying, as I say every week, Aidan has bars for days. That man is beautiful on the mic. That man is glorious. He should be glorious on the mic. Fuck Bobby Roode. Aidan's glorious from now on. With us at least. But with that being said, any man that can get that pop for Lana from the crowd, you are doing something right, my friend. You are a very skilled and talented man. Don't quit your day job. Because that is your day job. I love this. The match was quick. Aidan pulls out a Lana Day sign. Billie Kay and Peyton Royce get distracted by him. Smack to the face. Billie Kay goes to get back in the ring. Kick to the head by Lana. Boom, it's done, man. Lana advances in the qualifying tournament. So we quite possibly, could see the first ever true power couple with Mr. and Ms. Money in the Bank. So best of luck to both you guys in the Money in the Bank match. And it's just so crazy. Once again, Aiden's so good, he got a pop for Lana. Come on, guys. Do you guys honestly think there's many others out there that could get that same pop for Lana? I don't even think Rusev himself could. Do you disagree? If you do, let me know in the bottom. Okay, now, 2 weeks in a row, we have the death crowd. This crowd is beyond quiet, guys. For my main man, Cien Almost. Oh, God, I gotta work on my enunciation on that one. I mean, he comes out to no reaction. I'm actually in the middle of my new wrestling group. Shout out to you guys. Thank you for letting me join. But I'm in there and I put CN is the future. And somebody responds with he gets no pop. Now, first thing I was thinking is, yo, are you noticing like the crowd's dead tonight? Nobody's getting a pop. With that being said, he didn't get a pop last week. But that just leads me to believe that these people who have seen him this last week, they were out of, not tonight, but last week, they were out of the country. So I really didn't expect too many people to fill CN over there. But now we're back home. We're in Albany, New York, probably one of the best wrestling states in the country. Unfortunately, they were dead tonight. He gets no pop. Second week in a row with the jobber. I don't have a problem with this. He runs through the jobber, and he looks a beast doing it. Tell me, Celine is a great mouthpiece. He has the look. He has the swagger, the charisma. He has the intensity in the rings. And you guys haven't even got to see a portion of his moveset yet. So, I mean, this man is absolutely amazing, about to do absolutely amazing things. So, a little bit further down in the same conversation, we get a response is, hey, he just debuted, man, give him some time. Then another one happens to mention how they just don't know. And that's the truth. They just don't know. So, I have huge expectations for this man. He will be a top performer by the end of the year. Then we get a backstage segment with Mela. I don't have a problem with Mela on the mic. She had actually really good promo tonight. Go ahead and check that out. Just talking about how Asuka should be scared of her. Because if you remember, Asuka lost to Charlotte. And Mela's beaten Charlotte twice. So that would make her twice as good as Asuka. I mean, if you go by those numbers, I can't disagree. I mean, the math makes perfect sense. It's just we don't go by that logic here. If anything, Mela should be scared of Asuka. Is it a wasted opportunity we're going to see right now? Yeah, but let's not sit here and let me fall into that pit right now. It was a good segment. We go to commercial break, come back from commercial break. AJ Styles is introduced by Renee, comes to the ring. We get the introduction of Mr. Nakamura himself. Not gets to the ring. You can see the excitement in AJ. From the sense of, he's out there just wanting the stipulation at first. Then you can see the fear in him. Because Knox says at first it's going to be a pillow fight. And then AJ's laughing, making fun of Knox. And Knox like, dude, you do this out of fear. I do this because I have the upper hand. You do this out of fear because you're scared. You very well know you're going, in Knox's mind, and maybe mine, you're going to lose this title. AJ, if you remember back, when we first were going into Mania, and they were first starting this, coming out of Mania, going into the Greatest Royal Rumble, and I think on that Tuesday night, Knox had mentioned that AJ's letting his emotions get ahead of himself. And that's what I feel, is that they're still continuing that fine detail of his emotions, and they're just getting out of hand. Because tonight he tried to beat the shit out of Knox, but Knox got the upper hand. Now this segment was excellent outside of the ring. A lot of good moves. There was a botch. He goes to flatten him out on the announcer's table. Pick him up, front slam, bam. Can't do it. AJ puts his leg down, kind of cuffs. Like it slips out, even though he should have been flat. Little scary moment. But I mean, outside of that, it was really good. Very intense, strong. There was a point during when they're actually talking in the ring where AJ refers to him as the soft style king. That had me chuckling a little bit. I don't really know how I feel, especially coming off of last week. I'm glad we didn't see them wrestle again tonight. I'm glad we actually figured out what the stipulation is going to be. And the stipulation going into Money in the Bank for the WWE Championship of the World is going to be a last man standing. And I think that's a great idea. What I really was hoping for, though, is we would have got an Iron Man match. Just give them 60 minutes to go. 1 whole hour dedicated to them. I would have fell in love. But I'm fine with the Iron Man match. You know it's not going to be a quick one. So Fingers crossed it's going to go really, really good. Now, we get what I call the upset of the night. We get a confrontation between Gallows and Anderson and the Usos. Gallows and Anderson paying total respect to the Usos, just letting them know, though, their time is up. Last time they faced the Bludgeoning Brothers, they got beat down. It's time for these good brothers to get their shot. This leads to a match between the two for the #1 contender for the SmackDown Tag Championship. Who do you think won? Yo, Gallows and Anderson. What have I been saying? I have been preaching to the moon about these two, that they need to be pushed. They need something. Yo, and they're finally getting a little something, something. Now, I hope the rest of you guys out there pick up on them, and just start loving them, so we can get these guys to the top. Usos are great. They're still the best tag team in the world to me. It's just, yo, let's get something new and fresh in there. And I think, crazily enough, this could turn out to a crazy booking between these two teams, Carl Anderson and Gallows and the Bludgeoning Brothers. So I'm super excited to see what's going forward. We get the upset. Anderson and Gallows do have a tag title shot in the future. Now, we get a match that was on the card. We just had the Usos lose. This is followed by an entrance from Naomi right after her man loses. It's even made a mention on the show. It's kind of crazy hearing that. And she is actually going to take on Sonya Deville. Yo, what I will say positive. You guys know how I feel about Naomi. I have absolutely no problems whatsoever with Naomi. I enjoy her entrance. I enjoy watching her in the ring. I don't think she's got the greatest mic skills, but I think everywhere else I really enjoy what she does, and she's very athletic. But what I want to talk about is watching Sonya Deville wrestle. First off, I think she's more entertaining than Sarah Logan. I think Sarah Logan has a better look, even though I'm not a man about dreads. I don't like a woman with dreads, but hey, I'm not here about that. She has a better look. But just in-ring ability, and I'm not saying it's a ton more, I'm just saying it's better. I think Sonya's better. The match we've seen between these two tonight, it was forgettable, but Naomi walks away with the win. So I guess that's all that really matters in the long run. Now, we get to the moment we have been waiting for since it was announced. For the first time ever, Daniel Bryan versus Jeff Hardy. Going into this match, I was excited. I was super stoked. But the whole time I'm watching the match, I'm thinking about the amazing man sitting on commentary, which is Samoa Joe. And which one of these two is he going to face next week? Who would I rather see him face next week? Jeff Hardy or Daniel Bryan? For me, with Daniel Bryan, with Jeff Hardy's wrestling style and Joe just coming back from injury, I wanted Daniel Bryan to get this win. And I know maybe we shouldn't think that way, but I wanted Daniel Bryan to get this win. It's nothing against Jeff, and I love Jeff as a wrestler. I love everything he's done for the business. But let's be honest, he has some of the sloppiest matches in history. And I don't think he's on anything this time around. I don't think it's anything like that. It's just his moveset and how it's ran so he doesn't get injured. It's just not the cleanest things. And you're always worried about Joe getting re-kicked in that jaw and breaking again, anything like that. So the match itself was great. Really good. I mean, it's what you would expect from these two. Daniel Bryan's new Dragon Corkscrew, which looks so intense. I'm so used to the old school Dragon Corkscrew where, they're actually screwing them and they're spinning out. Yo, he's so stiff with it. It doesn't leave the ground. It stays in the position. He just twists the leg out. The dude falls. And then he puts that amazing looking heel hook in. And it looks like it's sunk deep. I mean, I know how it's amazing. I love it. I love what he's doing with it. Damn, man's out for 3 years and comes back with something primal. I think this move is way better than the yes lock. I think it's more painful, more realistic, more intense. And yo, just go get a heel hook. See how quick it makes you tap because of all the possibilities of injury. You're going to be tapping the second it's even getting the second somebody's trying to adjust it on you, you're going to be tapping. I promise. I promise you if somebody's doing it correctly. But with that being said, the match itself, very entertaining, man. Joe's on commentary the whole time. This man's just Mike Gold, ring gold. Dude, if he doesn't get the championship within this year, I'm going to be very frustrated. Especially since he's on SmackDown, I'm going to be extremely frustrated. But this man is laying gold while he's sitting there on the mic on commentary. Just quickie one-liners, staying focused, engaging, talking about how he's never been in this position where he's been able to sit out here and just scout his opponents to see who is, like, pick apart his victims and watching them destroy each other. What good work. What great way to end the show. We started the show with a positive. We ended on the show with a positive. The stuff in the middle. We had good parts. We had bad parts. But all I know is I started the night with a sour taste in my mouth from Raw and having to do the Raw review today. To end in the SmackDown review with a great taste in my mouth. Little shot of Nas. But with that being said, our victorious man who gets the opportunity to move on next week to face Samoa Joe to see who qualifies for the Money in the Bank is Mr. Daniel Bryan himself. Goes into the yes celebration. And like a true heel, Joe gets in the ring, gets in Daniel Bryan's face, says, "Why are we here celebrating?" Mic drop, walks off. How good is that? Wow. Samoa Joe, the man, the myth, the legend, versus Daniel Bryan. How many of you guys out there thought we'd be seeing this soon? Damn, I'm excited. Oh my God. Damn. 1 week to go, guys. But with that being said, as always, thank you for staying to the end of the video. If you could, go ahead and subscribe, like, and as always, guys, kick ass, take names, and peace.